The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Alabama Politics. This week I am Dale Jackson. I'm a radio talk shows. You can hear my shows Monday through Friday from 5 to 9 a.m. on WVNN in Huntsville. And then you can hear me from 10 until 11 on Talk 99.5 in Birmingham and on WLWI in Montgomery. And then again, that show is rebroadcast on Talk Radio 7:30 a.m., 103.9 FM. The Ump in Huntsville. Yes. That's 3 to 4 p.m. So I'm everywhere. Just turn on the radio. I'm probably there somewhere. With me, as always, Mecca Music. She's the CEO of 256today.com. Her one job. Nothing else going on in her life. That is it. And we got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, that is not true. We got a great guest today. Jeff Poor will be with us. He is a talk show host down in Mobile. And he works at 1819news.com, so we're looking forward to having a conversation with him about a lot of things. And there's a lot happening. And plus, my never-ending goal to defund public broadcasting continues as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get to the 2-minute warning. All right, Mecca, let's talk about District 2. I believe you were right about this. So I'm going to give you credit here.
I love it when I'm right.
I'm going to give you credit.
I love it.
Hey, professionalism. Let me take this race down in Montgomery is set. You are going to get Caroline Dobson versus Shamari Figures, Republican versus Democrat. The early polls out have Shamari Figures up in this race, but there's going to be a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of get out the vote stuff done. Democrats traditionally very good at this, but with Donald Trump on the ballot, I think you're going to see a pretty good turnout in this race. It will be close. She has come from nowhere, and she has a lot of I'm not a public official, and she's going to be able to say to him, you worked in the Biden administration. You worked in the Obama administration. All these things, I think that's where this thing is going to go. And the you don't live here. That's going to come up as well. Mecca, this race is going to be set, but we're set for battle, so congratulations on being right.
Thank you.
First time ever.
No. So that's false. Right, many times. We're going to start keeping track and keep a tally behind us.
You have one.
But also, remember how I made the comparison to Katie Britt, and then Britt came out with the endorsement. It's like she listened and heard what I was saying, and then she won.
It's like a Trump endorsement after the race is already over. Yeah, I got that one. Put it on the scoreboard for me.
I'm just saying, I think there were similarities, and I think voters recognize that. Now, as far as going forward, what I'm interested in is what are the national parties going to do?
They're dump money in.
Yes. So this district has been designed to be, a Democratic favoring district. However, like you said, Trump is at the top.
Republicans have to hold this
What
seat.
is the Democratic draw on the ballot for Alabamians in this district? What is besides? I'm sorry.
That's what you're about to say. Besides it being a black Democrat, that's all it is. That's the draw.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no one's gonna be excited about Biden. No one's gonna be excited about that. So that's not hatred of Trump.
Well, there's that. Yeah. There's that, and that is a motivator. So, what do you think? Do you think this democratically designed or Democratic-leaning design district could it actually go Republican in the general election?
We're out of time here, but I do want to point this out. The district was drawn by a court who said you did not racially gerrymander enough. So we're going to racially gerrymander so we get a black Democrat in this seat. That's the goal. So that's obviously the advantage right there. He's not in the district. Trump's very popular. Biden is not going to motivate people. Trump might. So those are basically the law of the land, the lay of the land. And I think that this is going to be close. It's going to come down to the very end.
The polls are already showing it close.
Yeah, of course.
So just imagine like this. I don't know. It's going to be a wild race.
It's a toss-up. It shouldn't be, but it is going to be a toss-up. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about Donald Trump here for a second because he is getting a lot of attention. And how? Well, by being on trial. And Mecca, is this where they get him? Is this where they get him? Is this
your
it?
Favorite question.
I just want to know. Is this where they get?
Okay, so listen. There is a very high likelihood he will be convicted by a New York jury. But the real question is, does it matter?
Yes, it matters very much. And I think what's set up this week, jury nullification. I think that's what's been set up this week. When all the jurors, the first batch of jurors was getting laid out, There was a elderly Puerto Rican business owner who was fascinated, and he found Trump mysterious. That's not something you say about someone you dislike. No one's ever said, I'm fascinated by Mecca. I hate her. It's just, that's not how it goes. If you're fascinated by something and you like it. So I think that guy, and I thought about this. I don't know why this never came up in my mind. All you need on all these trials, one person.
Yeah, just one.
One.
Just one who is fascinated by you.
And you have and you have all these other people. Thursday they lost someone because they said, I can't do this because I can't keep my opinions to myself and stuff like that. And she'd been her family had come out and identified her based on what the media had been saying. Well, you know this. If you know someone who's on jury duty, it'd be like you getting jury duty, and then the newspaper saying, tall, redhead, obnoxious. And I'd be like, that's Mecca. That's Mecca. She's on the trial. So I would go to her and say, is that you? Are you on this trial? And that's what happened. And she's like, I don't want to do this. That means there's a lot of pressure on this, because I think that means that she believes she's supposed to convict no matter what, and if she doesn't, people are going to be able to identify her. Not only as the person, not only as the person who didn't convict, or not only as a person on trial, maybe they'll know her as the person that didn't convict. Maybe they'll say it was this guy. It was this guy.
Yeah.
And I think the media is going to go after whoever, if this does happen and they can find the person. I think they'll be like, why did you do this? Why did you let this happen? You made this so Donald Trump could be president. And I think that's kind of scaring people. And plus, do you want to be in Donald Trump's crosshairs? On both sides. Do you want to be in the media or Donald Trump's crosshairs? You don't.
You don't even want him to know your name, right?
Right. And so I think those two are the most interesting so far. More selected, obviously, and we're going to get this thing going. But if I'm Donald Trump, I feel better about this today. I just do. All right. Moving on. Let's talk about online taxes. Now, we have online taxes here in the state of Alabama, although we're just really lazy. We did it in the most lazy way possible. Like, everyone pay 8% when you buy something online. Other states, what they do is they do it by location. You put in your zip code, and it says, okay, this is what you pay in the city, this is what you pay in the county, This is what you pay. All that's taken care of. Now, that's not the case. It's all taxed at different rates. Now, the same rate, and then because the local municipalities have different rates, it changes things up. Now you have a situation where this money is all collected and then dispersed basically by population. So, of course, the big municipalities want more of this. I think this is a terrible idea, especially the way they're framing it. We're going to save brick and mortar businesses. That's what we're going to do by leveling the playing field. It's not going to do that. It's not going to do any of this. It's just a money grab by the legislature and nothing more, and by some of the big cities. I'm surprised this has as much attention and legs as it does. And my question is, why not more? I mean, if you really want to save brick and mortar businesses, make it a quarter for every dollar. I'm dead serious. Think about this.
I get what you're saying.
My wife gets 900 packages from Amazon to the point where my mom, when she comes over for church, goes, you guys sure do get a lot of packages. And they both see about it and they're mad. And they do this whole thing. Is she talking about me? Is she talking about me?
Okay.
And they do all
too
this
much
stuff.
information.
They do all this
and
stuff.
it is convenient. I do it as well.
Right. But if it was a 25 cents per dollar more.
I'm very lazy and would probably still.
Most people would not.
Okay.
But it's so easy, so you're going to go online and do everything.
We're getting off the topic I want to talk about. My angle is, who is going to vote for a tax increase and then face an opponent in the primary? You're just putting a giant target on your back.
They're going to argue it's not a tax increase.
It's a tax increase.
I agree with you. You're leveling the playing field, and you're doing it to protect brick and mortar businesses.
Listen, a halfway decent opponent will rip that apart.
I agree. I think it's incredibly stupid. I think it really is. The real question is, why when they finally went on with this tax increase, they just not do it then? We're doing 8%. It's not as much. Why would you do that? Just set this up. This is like one of those things like they do with like the school stuff where you get multiple bites at it to expand it. Here, they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to do it once and be done with the entire thing and call it a day, but that's not what they did. So, all right. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about Civil War. Not the movie, because apparently it's terrible, doesn't even tell you what they're fighting over. That's a spoiler. And then we'll talk about the Civil War that is actually happening. Allegedly, one in the Republican Party and one in the Democratic Party that never gets talked about. In the Democratic Party right now, it's anti-Semites versus people who are okay with Israel defending themselves. In the Republican Party, I don't even know how many different sides there are. It is a complete disaster. I think the term Civil War is overused, especially considering they're all in constant conflict. They're all constantly in this conflict zone, and I don't know why they're doing it. It's like the phrase clown show. It means nothing anymore, or gaslighting. Stuff like that.
I don't hear clown show that often.
Oh my God! Well, you need to read more political stuff.
Okay,
It's all
sorry,
the time.
my
It's
bad.
all the time. Oh, it's a clown.
But the Civil War term, it is overused. I mean, the House. It's not always all going to get along between the parties, within the parties. That's just normal. But I will have to admit, there was a rumor that there would be a motion to vacate this week.
Still suggested.
Yeah, still suggested, but it hasn't materialized. But I don't think it actually has legs to go anywhere. I don't think they want to go down that road again.
I would do this. Okay. I would ask, who's next? I would just ask who's next. Give me a
honest
name.
Question. Yeah.
Who the hell is Mike Johnson? Nobody even knew until he was Speaker of the House, and now he's Speaker of the House.
It's like a made-up name.
Right.
Actually, yeah.
You're exactly right. It's just like they just picked some name generator, and here you go, Mike Johnson. Okay. Which pretty much how they selected him. I mean, it's just like it went through everyone that was there. It's like, who's next? You want to do it? And that's how they did it. I think it's a really bad idea for Republicans to be doing this, especially because you're at an election coming up, and now you're like, let's see, how can we show how inept we are?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's have a fight.
What are you portraying to the public, to the voters right now? And to his credit, I think Speaker Johnson has kind of tried to project that, even keel, to steady the ship. Persona. So I'm just not sure. I'm not sure if it will go anywhere. I'm not sure if it will have widespread support.
Yeah, you have like a civil war, and just like our civil war, one side could do a lot of damage, but only one side could really win. And that's really where you are. The Marjorie Taylor Greens and all them, they can do damage, but they cannot win.
Right.
And it's just it's self-defeating stuff, and I find it to be pretty obnoxious personally because they don't have a path. Now on the Democratic side, just real quick before we get going on this, Biden is trying his best to shore up Michigan alone. And I think that is just laying waste to the rest of the electorate because it doesn't make any sense. You're going for one small group that, I hate to do this, college campuses and people chanting death to America. Those are the people you're going for. And that's a very small group.
I think that's a Dale interpretation, but your point is made. And I think he's trying to have it both ways, and I don't think it's effective.
Also, his uncle was eaten by cannibals.
Okay.
So, he's still mourning over that made-up story.
But speaking of the speaker, he will be in Huntsville next week for a fundraiser. So if you see him around town, you can wave to him. You should read OTR. It was in there.
Was that at 256today.com?
256today.com.
I actually did see that. I just wanted you to say that. All right. And there we go. Mecca Music, thank you very much. Jeff Poor will be with us next. He is a talk show host down in Mobile. And with 1819 News, stay tuned.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improved range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Well, welcome back to Alabama Politics this week. I am Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Mecca Music. Our guest this week, Jeff Poor, FM Talk 106.5 down in Mobile. He's a talk show host there. 1819 News. He's running the ship there. And he's at Breitbart and Lagniappe. The guy is everywhere. He's covering Alabama politics and national politics. We can ask him pretty much about anything. Jeff, I kind of want to start with... Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom, Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Even if you've tried before and were unsuccessful in getting rid of your timeshare, call today and see if we can help. We offer a complete 100% unconditional client satisfaction guarantee. Make this completely free call and learn how we can help you legally put an end to your timeshare nightmare once and for all. You have nothing to lose, so call right now to qualify and receive a free consultation. You can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, but you've got to call now. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Well, welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Mecca Music. Our guest this week, Jeff Poor, FM Talk 106.5 down in Mobile. He's a talk show host there, 1819 News. He's running the ship there. And he's at Breitbart and Lagniappe. The guy is everywhere. He's covering Alabama politics and national politics. We can ask him pretty much about anything. Jeff, I kind of want to start with all this talk we've been hearing about gambling. This is like the first week we haven't really got into it a lot in our first couple of topics. I talked with a couple legislators. They seem to think that the House is going to have to break, and maybe they are. Are you hearing any of this?
I think that's the only way that it's going to happen. But, yeah, I'm hearing the same thing. But I don't know. I mean, what they get through conference committee and what they can get passed on the floor are kind of two different things.
Yeah, I would compare it to the Katie Britt immigration stuff, where she goes into a committee and she's engaging with these people in the conference committee. They come up with a bill, they get it out, and even their own party's like, we're not voting on this. And then she votes no on it too. I think it's very similar to that.
Yeah, and that's what I would expect. They'll get something to the floor. It'll be like a game of hot potato. Because I'll tell you what the big fear is, that each of these two entities they don't want to be caught holding the ball when the clock runs out. Hey, we passed the bill and you guys didn't do anything with it.
So all right, Jeff, give me your yes or no. Will something get passed this legislative session? Will something gaming get passed this legislative session?
I don't think so. I only put that at about like maybe a 75% chance. I mean, if you're betting the odds, no, but it's not. It would be out of the realm of possibilities.
That's pretty interesting. Just the movement in the last couple of days on this, I think, has been a pretty intriguing thing. The other thing, we did talk about this, the online sales tax. What are these guys doing? I do not understand. It's a Republican supermajority, and they're saying, what if we raise taxes? What if we raise taxes? What is that about?
The Big Ten mayors, that's the 10 cities, municipalities in Alabama with 50,000 people or more are they don't think that they're getting their fair cut from the SSUT. They want to hike it up. But they're doing it in a kind of a weird way. The argument for it is that it's going to help their brick and mortar businesses by being more competitive. And the honest truth is, it just looks like a cash grab trying to be something that it's not.
It looks like a cash grab, but we talked about this earlier. If it had been done correctly in the first place, then this wouldn't be happening now.
It was a cash grab then, too.
Yeah, but Jeff, one of the questions I was bringing up on this is, an opponent in a primary could easily argue this is a tax increase and pin that. on a candidate who's running for re-election, who might vote in favor of this bill. Do you think there's a danger of that, and should legislators be wary of it?
I mean, sure, but like, guys, the gas tax was one of the biggest tax increases in Alabama history. Did a single lawmaker lose his or her seat because they voted for the gas tax? I think more people who voted against the gas tax in 2019 suffered that fate in 2022. So I'm very skeptical that if anybody votes for this, that they're going to pay a price in the ballot box in 2 years.
Yeah, it's going to take a few years too. So maybe that kind of the sting goes away. But look, I've watched as people.
Well, that's the game plan.
Right. But I've also watched as people who never raise taxes, like Mo Brooks, were all of a sudden called tax increasers who love terrorists and illegals coming over the border. So you can do all sorts of stuff with campaign ads if you want to. Jeff, another thing, you've talked about this a lot. Mecca was ahead of the curve here on District 2 as well. A surprise win out of a Republican, except for people who are paying attention. Dick Brubaker, he had, you would think, the institutional, at least the right-of-way, but Caroline Dobson came in here and just sideswiped him and took that position. Surprise win in this round for the Republican. Can she get a surprise win in the second round?
Yeah, I mean, it's another one of those, I wouldn't say long shot, but I'd say less than 50% chance, because what's happened, Shamari Figures, Democratic nominee, has done something that hasn't been done in a long time. He has reunited the Democratic Party in Alabama. Joe Reed and the African-American power structure and the usual activist wing are now kind of united behind Shamari Figures. They've been at odds for years and years and years and years. So he's done that. And I think that's what you saw. If you go back and you look at Tuesday night's totals, and you'll see way more Democrats came out to vote than Republicans. What Caroline Dobson really needs and what she's got to bank on is big coattails for Donald Trump in November.
Well, and that's what Dale and I were discussing earlier. Will it be enough, though, to push her over the edge, over the victory line, right, if you will? I mean, because think about all the Trump supporters in Alabama, but you also brought up there's a lot of people who are going to come out just to vote against Trump. How is that going to play out in District 2?
I mean, I still think Trump, I mean, no one's getting excited about voting for Biden. I see this, Mecca. I'm not sure that the voting against Trump phenomenon is what it used to be. I think people they've grown a little desensitized to it. But look, Shamari Figures is going to have an advantage just by the political breakdown of this new district. And you got to have the wind can change any direction right before Election Day. And she's got to have those winds blowing just right.
All right, let's talk about one more quick thing. And you know, this has come up a lot. The Republicans are going to put Joe Biden on the ballot. I was totally against this. Sam Cavan, my state senator, convinced me otherwise. He said, you've got to remember this. If Joe Biden is not on the ballot, will Trump supporters be adamant about getting out and running up the score if Trump's going to win regardless? I was like, man, that's a really good point. I hate that it's a good point, but I think that's actually a good point. And maybe the Republicans are actually like playing some 4D chess by putting Biden on the ballot here and helping him get off the mat. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, look at you have those just make it all about Trump, pro-Trump base. I think you've got to really just beat it to death. The border, inflation, the economy, that's what they're going to do to Republicans, and that seems to be the play to me.
Yes or no, Caroline Dobson should get out there and be like, look, we really got to run it up for Donald Trump. We really got to get people out for Donald Trump. That should be your campaign strategy?
Well, she needs Donald Trump to come run it up for her, but
okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Jeff Poor, thank you very much. He's a talk
Thanks,
show
Jeff.
host at FM Talk 106.5 down in Mobile. He's with 1819 News, Laniav, and Breitbart. He does a great job there. Follow him on all those locations. Mecca Music, she's gone. The show gets so much better. Stay tuned. It's Alabama Politics this week.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improved range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Do you have diabetes? If you have insurance, you may qualify for a new continuous glucose monitor. With a CGM, you can continuously track your levels and trends, spend more time in range, significantly lower your A1C, and share important data with loved ones and caregivers. Most importantly, a CGM eliminates the one thing most people with diabetes hate: painful finger sticks. Take charge of your health. Order your new continuous glucose monitor today. If you use insulin and have seen your diabetes care provider within the last 6 months, you may qualify for a CGM today. We'll do all the insurance paperwork and deliver your new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. Medicare and most insurances cover continuous glucose monitors, so don't wait. Have your insurance handy and call the CGM Health Hotline now.
Well, welcome back to Alabama Politics. This week, I am Dale Jackson. We're about to get into the parting shot, where I tell you why we should defund public broadcasting, which everybody loves. Nobody has any disagreements on this issue at all. But before we get into that, let me tell you to head on over to yellowhammernews.com and sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. All the 7 things you should be talking about that day, all laid out to you every single morning. Go to yellowhammernews.com and sign up today. Right now, though, let's go ahead and get to that parting shot. You know, a lot of us talk about how national radio is paid for nationally from the federal government. That's partially true. There's also viewers and listeners like you on all public broadcasting channels. But did you know that the state of Alabama also kicks in about $10 million a year for all of those? And this is my suggestion to the supermajority Republican legislature. Guys, you're out there trying to chase $28 million by raising taxes on online sales and things like this. We can get 10 of that back by immediately defunding Alabama Public Television and Alabama Public Radio. Now, why should you do that? Well, because when this all came to be, there was a real lack of news and all these other opportunities. That doesn't exist anymore. We live in a very different world where there is news and information available absolutely everywhere. There is no reason for anyone to continue subsidizing any public broadcasting with federal or state dollars. A lot of states have already given up on it. We should do that as well. These entities will still exist, though, in another form, because people do listen to NPR. People do watch PBS. People do enjoy these things, and they should support it. Just like TV stations and radio stations around, they should be advertised or supported, and that's how it should work. The public should not be paying for something that this week was exposed as wildly biased. Let the people who want to pay for that to pay for it, just like commercial radio and commercial television. It's that simple. Defund all these organizations. There's no reason for them to exist on the public dole. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching and listening to Alabama Politics this week, and we'll be back next week. Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.